What's up, ladies? This is Alex from Mindful Attraction 2.0. So today I'm going to be showing you 8 ways to make a guy miss you. I'm going to show you how to really make a guy think of you and make a guy just want to be around you. It'll become almost like an addictive impulse to have you close to him. Once again, and I warned you guys, please use this with caution. All right. A lot of my guy friends are telling me, why am I revealing this to girls? Because it was never my intention to teach this. And so I'm giving you guys a warning. Don't be fucked up, man, because you guys could really mess up a guy's mind. All right. And if you are going to be fucked up, okay, but just use this with caution. Okay. And if any girls are watching this that I know that are talking to me, be nice. You know, I'm a nice person. You know, I consider people. Just have some mercy on me. So the first step in making a guy miss you is to give him space. Think about this. Men never really fall in love with you. They fall in love with the idea of you. Let them use their imagination. But in order for that to work, he must have some space. Space doesn't work unless there's smoke. In other words, in order a guy falls in love with you, but he falls in love with you with the imaginary person he has of you in his mind, like the mental representation of you. So he falls in love using his imagination. He doesn't fall in love using reality, because reality is pretty nasty if you really think about it. I mean, us humans, we do some nasty shit. So our imagination distorts it and makes and gives the man almost a goddess-like aura to you, even though that's not true. But in order for that to work, he has to have some space. You have to not be around him. He has to think, okay? And so the only way for you to do that is to back off, is to back the fuck off, all right? And so the reason why I say space doesn't work unless there's smoke is because I'm going to use an analogy from Castaway. Let me show you what I'm talking about. This is a perfect example of how space is required in order to create attraction, all right? And let me just show you how Tom Hanks creates on fire, similar to how you can make a guy miss you.
The haircut to it.
Okay, there you go. See, this is you first showing interest. This is you first applying these techniques. This is you reeling him in, all right? This is you using your body. This is you using your voice. This is you using all of the mental tactics simply to get some emotional investment. And once he shows some emotional investment, a little bit of emotional investment, then you're able to do this, which is give him some space. So you're going to see how when he sees smoke, that's when he does this. He doesn't keep going like this when he sees smoke, because once he sees smoke, what you have to do is back off. Because if you don't back off, you're not going to create that effect. You see, giving him space. And you're not even creating. Now that you gave him space, now the idea of you is incepting his mind. So it really nurtures himself. You don't have to do nothing. The more you do, the less effective it's going to be. So in order for that to happen, you need to back off. And so look, you only need to put some effort in the beginning. And once you put some effort and he shows interest, back off. See, this is how it's happened. Because the guy has to feel as though loving you was his idea. You see, because if he feels like he was manipulated by you, if he feels that it was you who gave him the idea of loving you, who manipulated him, he's gonna feel used. You see, so that's why you gotta give him the space. So the other one is, once you feel like you have him, push him away. All right, say that you're getting bored and etc. So once you feel like you have him, once it's some initial interest, which is once you push him away, because once you got him to show interest, you know, wanting to take you on a date, and just chasing you, once you have him, you gotta push him away. Say that you're getting bored. Say that I don't know if this is gonna work out, or I don't think I'm ready, or I don't know, I'm just not happy anymore. You say that, and then you let him take the next move. You see, because you have to make sure that then the other person not to take you for granted. Use absence, create pain and conflict in order for him to actually appreciate you more and miss you. You see, so once you say that you're getting bored and you let him do something about it, the action that he takes is a reflection of how much he likes you. So once you say you're getting bored, any action that he takes to actually make the relationship even more interesting, reward him. Because now you're reinforcing that behavior. Okay, next step. This applies to social media as well. So give him space. So for example, if you normally like all his posts, back off. A guy's gonna notice when you stop liking his photos. A guy's gonna notice when you stop liking his comments. All right, so back off. So the next one, become your own source of positive emotions. Most of the time, when we are in a relationship, we see the relationships almost as though as our salvation, our ticket to happiness. So in reality, we are really lacking inside of us. Now, I'm gonna make this short because this is a very deep topic. In other words, we love celebrities because they make us feel good. We love things because they make us feel good, right? You love my channel because I make you guys feel good. So anything that produces positive emotions, we run towards. So the problem is that most people are not fulfilled inside. So that's why they always need constant stimulation. You see, they need some sources of happiness. They're not their own source of happiness. Something else outside of themselves are their sources of happiness. Remember, when we are attracted to whatever makes us feel good. We are attracted to sources of positive emotions, right? So if you become your own source of positive emotions, which is to say, you feel happy despite the outcome, despite your life, despite what's going on, you become your own source of happiness because you create it. It's not outside of your control. You control it. How do you do that? By becoming more present, practicing mindfulness, having a life, having a purpose, having a job that you love, having activities that you love, having something that if you know that everything will go wrong, you go back to that one thing and it'll make you happy. That could be reading books. That could be meditating. It doesn't matter. As long as you can control it. And as long as it doesn't cost you financially or the relationships around you, and it's something that you could do in a healthy way, and you become, that's all good. But the point is that you don't want to have one source of happiness. You don't want the guy to be your only source of happiness, because guys feel that, and that's annoying as hell. So when a guy feels like, holy shit, like my girl, man, like she has a good life. She's not on Instagram, Facebook, or Twitter all the time. In other words, you have a life that has a purpose. You are passionate. What's gonna happen is that because you living on your purpose, you feel good about your life. All right, he's gonna feel like you're not as needy, because when you are satisfied with your life, you don't have. There's nothing in you that needs. You're so full. You're so happy that the only thing you could do is give. See what I'm saying? And this is not a technique. This is more of a way of living. And when you live like this, people are gonna feel the abundance in your life. They're gonna want to be around you because you have a positive aura as a result of the positive emotions that dwell inside of you. Because you don't look on the outside for the happiness. You already have it in you. You just express it. See what I'm saying? So the next one, be polarizing. Show intensity on the emotional spectrum. In other words, show happiness, but also show sadness. Show excitement, but also show anger. One moment be warm, and the next moment be cold. Don't just be one emotion kind of person. Just because you're a happy person doesn't mean you're always going to be happy. Just because you're a happy person doesn't mean you don't show sadness. You see, so you have to be willing to not only embrace one side of who you are, but also embrace the minimal parts of who you are. That could be evil. That could be the inner bitch. You see what I'm saying? Don't just be a nice girl. Have a little hint of craziness to you. This is one girl on she messaged me on Instagram. It was one of you guys. She told me that she's a mortician. You know, but then she looks like a very nice mortician. Like her attitude, the way she comes across, is the total opposite of a mortician. So have a part of you that's the total opposite and just hint at it. All right, and that's gonna give you that edginess to it. Because guys get bored because girls are just sometimes could just show one emotion, are too nice, are too bitchy. You know, you want to have that. You want to be balanced. You know, having contrast qualities that counterbalance one another are often found to be exciting and attractive. You see, so what? You're very polite. Have a rude side to you. You see, you are a bitch. Have a very nice side to you that you show often or once in a while. Send mixed signals. The other one, gradually step back. For example, don't stop responding initially. Like for example, like I always tell people that when you're talking to a guy, stop responding to him initially, like instantly. This is more of a gradual stopping in response. For example, you know when a relationship is going cold, when the guy just stops texting you often. He still texts you, but he doesn't text you as often. There's not that much intensity, not that many LOLs, not that many emoticons, not that long of a text. That's what I want you to do. Take a gradual step back so that he doesn't initially see that you're losing interest, but that you're hinting that you're losing interest. And what's going to happen is that he's going to start trying to fill in the blank, trying to think of why this is going on. And he's going to start noticing the pattern. But what's happening is that now he feels like he's losing you. Now he fears that he's losing you. And now that's how you bring him in. Remember, his imagination. You taking a gradual step back and you're letting his imagination fill in the blank. And most of the time, it's not even going to reflect reality. But the reflection might be out of his fear and his security. And as a result, his ego is involved. And it's going to make him actually miss you a little bit more. All right? So, but remember, it's all about the subtlety. You have to do it subtly. When a guy thinks that they can have you, okay, they'll go after you. But when he finds out that he cannot have you, he'll spiral into a vortex of love and desire. In other words, by sending mixed signal, one day you show a lot of interest, and the next day you don't show a lot of interest. The initial interest gives him the confidence that he has you. You see, so he's like, yeah, I'm the man. Now he has an expectation of I'm the man, okay, and he likes this high. So now when you don't give it to him, his identity is at risk. So now he'll be like, oh shit, wait a minute, I'm not the man. I want this high. I want this validation. He'll start chasing. You see? That's when he starts chasing. And you reward the chase so that he can keep doing more of it. It's positive reinforcement. Orchestrate conflict. Key. Orchestrate. Don't be a bitch. You see, that's the difference. You see, create jealousy by including a third party. You could have a suspicious coworker. Make sure that he's gay. Or a celebrity crush, for example, suspicious coworker that you continually hang out with, that you talk about, and that you hear your friend, your boyfriend, or the guy you're talking to, you keep talking about, like, oh man, Jason, he's so cool. Oh, I went with Jason the other day, but you don't mention to him that he's gay, until he's like, wait a minute, who the fuck is Jason? Oh, he's my friend, he's gay. Oh, then he's gonna say, damn, that was my insecurity. My bad, I didn't know that. You see, and guilt causes him to actually want to lose what he lost, because he came across as insecure, so he wants to regain his masculinity. You see, or a celebrity crush. Talk about celebrity crush. That looks the total opposite of how he looks. You see, talk about him all the time. Oh, I love how he looks, and I love this, and I love that. Right? So you create like a little triangle, and you in the middle. Get a male friend to comment on your statuses. Again, it could be a male friend, it could be a gay male friend. Tell him, yo, comment on my statuses just to fuck with him. You know, and the guy's gonna actually look at the guy's profile and he's gonna, who the fuck is this? He's gonna look, you see. And so because some other guy is doing that to you, he's gonna want to actually invest a little bit more. He's gonna feel jealousy. I'm telling you, this works, okay? And just ask a guy. Guys are willing to do that. Trust me, they're down to do that. Just make sure they're not his friends, because guy friends, bros over hoes, Tell him that you're not happy anymore. Be sad and let him do the work. Like I said earlier, act as though you're not happy with the relationship. Like, man, I don't know, man. I don't think this is working out. I really like you, but it's just, I don't know. I'm bored. That hurts the guy's ego. Okay. And then, like I said earlier, be sad. I don't know. Like, I really like you, and it's just, I don't know what it is. What, is it me? Is it me? Like, guys gonna, is it me? What can I do? You see what I'm saying? And then just say, I don't know what it is. I don't know. And don't give him the answer. Let him guess. Let him think. You see? Let him think. And that's the key. But as soon as he thinks and as soon as he does some effort to regain what he lost, reward him. Okay? Because if you don't reward him, he's going to try and look for that validation that he lost through another woman. Pre-selection is another one. Have the presence of platonic friends. That could be, platonic friends. Like, just have friends. Don't be a fucking loser. Have a male best friend. All right, that's one thing that actually gets guys when your best friend is a guy. Go to a dance class. Say, honey, I'm going to a dance class, or tell the guy, look, I'm going to a dance class. Dance class means a guy holding you. Guys don't like that. We join a club. That could be any kind of club, a book club, reading club. It doesn't matter, as long as you're around people and you show pictures of you around people. That being around people makes the guy suspicious, because if you're always alone, if you're always at home, he's too comfortable. He knows you're at home. It's kind of like dating a girl who's in jail. I'm not gonna feel jealous. Have a social circle of friends, artificial or real. In other words, online friends. Just add guys so they can admire you, so that your guy can say, one, damn, look at all these girls want my girl. Yeah, she's fucking bad. Or who the fuck are those guys? It doesn't matter. It's not gonna hurt you. You see. The other one, show vulnerability. Too many tactics may raise suspicion. So adding an element of vulnerability will disarm your target, which is the guy that you're talking to or your boyfriend. So if you have too many tactics, if you're doing these tactics and this is the first time you're doing it, you may come across as robotic or as calculated. You know, I could tell when a girl is actually doing this intentionally and using these tactics on me. I could tell, right? Because it's too obvious, right? You need to show some vulnerability so that you don't raise suspicion. So play the victim, okay? So show, because the thing is that when you play the victim, when you play the victim, sympathy turns into love. Now the victim could be in anything, in any round. All right, feel sad about something in your life. Feel like you were a failure at this or that, and express how you're a failure at this, or that you feel so disappointing, or that you're shitty at this or that. Feel like you are the victim of circumstance, and allow him to encourage you. And once he gives you that encouragement, embrace him. All right, or having an artificial or real vulnerability that he feels that he can feel. You know, make him the hero of your life. Okay, reveal to him a secret, true or false. It doesn't matter. Reveal to him a secret about you that you feel insecure about. Remember, it doesn't have to be real. All right. And so what's gonna happen is he's gonna be like, oh my god, like she's telling me this. And the other one is, but he will also invest more by giving you a secret of his, because it's reciprocating. And so that's gonna give sympathy, and sympathy usually turns into love. You see what I'm saying? And also, if you really wanna turn up the volume, use tears. Now, a warning about tears. If a man doesn't react to your tears, it's done. Let me tell you something. Tears makes people react. If you cry and he looks at you stone cold, like you don't give a fuck, you fucked up somehow. Okay? You fucked up somehow. Only use it when your man is suspicious about your motives. Okay? Or when you're worrying that he's losing interest. Alright, so just don't use it often. So for example, when was the last time a girl cried? It was like 2 years. Again, I don't have girls crying to me that much, but this girl that I was talking to, she would visit from Florida, and she sees me. She knows what this is. She would visit from Florida, and like before she was leaving, she cried, you know, and I was like, oh, I'm not kidding. I was like, oh, come here, and you embrace him for that, and not kidding, like it makes you like him more. It really does. Like, oh, come here. And they're crying. But you can't use it often. You see? You can't use it often. You have to use it sparingly because it gets annoying. Trust me. It gets annoying. And the more sympathy and lust, you see, like, if you add an element of lust, of not just being the nice girl, but also having a bad side to you. You see, having that element of lust and sympathy, there's a likelihood they'll start loving you. You see, because you have the physical lust and the sympathetic, the emotion. Mixing those together creates love. You know, creates a good bond. And when you add these together, this is how you make a man miss you. You know, and yeah, it could be a little manipulative, right? But as long as you have good intentions and your heart is in the right place, use them. Just don't fuck with people's minds. Don't fuck with people. Don't just do it just to do it. You know, use it the right way. And I can promise you that if you actually do this often, and remember, this is the thing, just keep in mind, space is important. Because the number one killer of attraction is investing too much, giving too much. Back the fuck off. You gotta back off a little bit. Alright? And once you back off a little bit, once a guy feels like he could lose you, once a guy feels like you could get another guy, he's gonna know, damn, I'm not fucking up with this girl. You know? Anyways, it's Alex from Mind for Attraction 2.0. Take care.